Rolling here.
We wanted to create something that you don't have to think twice about. A staple, an icon.
What makes something a staple?
It's something you can keep going back to. It's fundamental, dependable, classic, purposeful. I've got a pair of blue jeans, a cast iron skillet, a classic whiskey, a good pen. In season 1, we established our first icon, the Strat-o-timer. Now, we're working on creating our next icon. When you look back in history and identify the watches that changed the game, they all served a practical purpose. During the 1920s and 30s, the likes of Rolex, Omega, Blancpain were battling for the best waterproof dive watch to address the needs of underwater research and exploration. There were also growing needs for different military forces when it came to timekeeping underwater. In 1904, the famous pilot Alberto Santos Dumont goes to Cartier and says, "Hey, I'd rather not fidget with a pocket watch while I'm trying to fly a plane." Boom, the first pilot's wristwatch was born. Later on, companies like Zenith, Laco, IWC then established the classic gauge-inspired dial language we've all come to love and recognize. During the 50s, you have Hoyer blazing the path for timekeeping in the sport of motor racing with the innovation of the mechanical chronograph. It's fascinating to think about how these watches that were invented from an actual need are still made today. It's even more fascinating that these watches are made better than ever during a day and age where there really is no real need, when we have dive computers and advanced instruments in a cockpit. However, there are some things in life that just stand the test of time, and what was once invented to be practical is still in fact practical. And for Jack Mason Watches, we're dedicating this season of Design to Watch to the creation of our next icon, the timeless dive watch. I'll be the first to say it, there are literal thousands of dive watches out there. Yet as an enthusiast, we just can't seem to get enough of them. Some of them are made with depth ratings that most humans haven't even reached, and some are just beautifully designed by watchmakers who know you'll never see anything deeper than a backyard swimming pool. Regardless of its purpose, we all love a good dive watch for its recognizability, versatility, and being a part of some version of the most iconic tool watch ever. So what's going to make our dive watch different? Well, that's the thing. It's not supposed to be different. We aren't trying to reinvent the wheel here. So you might ask, why make one? Well, you can't be a watch company without having a classic dive watch. In the same way, you can't be a clothing brand without having denim. Or you can't be a sunglass brand without having some version of Wayfarers. You get the idea. What we will do differently this time around is listen to our customers and design a watch that our community wants to see from us. We've made our share of dive watches in the past, and they check a lot of boxes in what you would typically see in a dive watch, including the look of a classic sub. I have here some of the dive watches we've done in the past. This one in particular is the one that started it all. I think this was 2016. This watch, the first dive watch of Jack Mason on Kickstarter, actually. Got the ceramic insert on there, which was a request by the backers. You can see we explored all sorts of different attachments. We had mesh, kind of oyster style bracelet, colorful straps. Creating icons in a brand is an incredibly hard thing to do. To me, something iconic has less to do with how widely recognizable it is. Sometimes it can be a long-lasting thing, but it can also be a quick moment. This one was really cool. We're actually using a power reserve indicator on the dial here. This was a bronze prototype, never went into production. You got a full bronze bezel. To me, an icon is a platform that you can build upon indefinitely. Does it have the right elements to iterate and distort while maintaining its original appeal? Does it give someone enough of an emotional draw to where they need more than one iteration? These are the thoughts that are going into creating our next watch for Jack Mason. Then we decided to redesign our C mount and launch this C Trek. But you'll see we did away with the dots, went with more of the rectangular indices. You can see here we really started exploring color. This actually became one of our best-selling launches, our seafoam color. Something to consider for our future dive watch. We'll build upon some of the successes, learn from our mistakes as well. This was a fun series. It never went into production, but we're using white ceramic, green ceramic here. I really like the white ceramic actually. We believe we have the beginnings of an icon in our last product drop of the Strat-o-timer GMT. The creation, launch, recognition, and feedback that we have and still are receiving from this watch has been eye-opening. Never in the history of Jack Mason have we experienced a product sell out before it even got into the hands of customers. This was truly a remarkable achievement for us, and we're going to continue to build upon that momentum by creating the best dive watch we can make for the Jack Mason brand. We're going to take the feedback we've received from you guys, apply our design processes and standards we have for Jack Mason, and produce a watch that we want in our collection indefinitely. We're going to create our blue jeans, something that's going to go along for the ride under any condition that you can always build memories with.